Hello, if you're looking to procure technical advice for estates, property and building works for any public sector organisation in the UK, then you're in the right place. Let's get started. We are going to cover the what, who, where, why and how for the Construction Professional Services Dynamic Purchasing System, or DPS for short, for all your construction advisory procurement needs. If you want to skip ahead to any particular section, then please feel free to do so. So to start us off, what is it? Essentially, it will be a way of procuring professional services related to construction, including project management, civil and structural engineering, building services engineering, and carbon reduction advice. The full scope of the DPS will be broad, covering a wide range of different disciplines and sectors. The DPS will form part of the CCS Construction Professional Services suite of customer solutions. Where our framework takes a multidisciplinary thematic approach, our DPS will offer an alternative route to market for single services and regional requirements. The flexible nature of the DPS will also give both customers and suppliers more control over their solution. Lastly, dynamic purchasing systems allow you to shortlist suppliers to approach on the DPS using predetermined filters, but more on that later. What sets it apart from other procurement options, such as going through an OG process, are its key features. So firstly, it has a range of pre-appointed suppliers who have already gone through some basic due diligence checks and who are already able to provide the services you require. Secondly, it has a catalogue of standardised contract terms for you to choose from. This saves you needing to create your own contract from scratch. And together, this means that it's ready for you to conduct a mini competition to source your construction-related services. The DPS is an inclusive process when it comes to suppliers, with no limit to the number who may join, and new suppliers will be able to apply to join at any time. As such, the DPS is expected to host a wide range of organisations from SMEs to larger enterprises, offering both local and national contracts and a good level of competition. Don't worry though, you won't need to read through hundreds of supplier bids. That's where the dynamic purchasing system comes in. The DPS filtering system allows you to create a short list of suppliers based on selection of criteria against a few different filters. This means that you can only invite the suppliers who can provide you all the relevant services you require in the locations you require.
So, now we know what the DPS is, who will be able to use it? The answer to that is any UK public sector organisation, so central government, the wider public sector and the third sector. Essentially, any organisation that uses public sector money. This will cover England, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Next up, why use it? Very good question, and there are several answers. Firstly, the DPS would enable you to procure local, regional suppliers, many of whom will be SMEs. Next, the DPS has a flexible design. In practice, this means that you can get exactly the service and service structure you want. You don't have to shoehorn your requirements into any predetermined structure. It also means that if there are any particular suppliers you'd like to include in your competition, an incumbent supplier that currently serves you well, for example, you can ask them to apply, as suppliers can apply to join at any time. CCS has a proven track record of delivering commercial benefits to its customers. Not only is this from cost savings, but also from procuring higher quality services. Combined, this means better value for money for your organisation, which is driven by the competition between suppliers. The next reason is that, like our frameworks, the DPS will ensure that you are compliant with public sector procurement regulations, so it's one less thing to worry about. The DPS will also have pre-agreed contract terms. This means that you don't need to spend time and money creating contracts from scratch. All suppliers pre-agree to the contract terms when they apply. You can have confidence that the suppliers on our commercial agreements have passed a certain level of due diligence. For example, suppliers have to pass a financial assessment, provide proof of insurance, and provide a reference from a previous customer. And finally, I'm glad to tell you that we can often provide procurement support, particularly for those public sector organisations that don't have much experience in procurement. For example, we can provide you with advice on running your procurement and support you with writing your requirements, specification, and other tender documentation. This is combined with the commercial expertise within our team from people who have operational and procurement experience in the industry. So, in summary, the main benefits of a Construction Professional Services DPS are flexibility of use, commercial benefits, compliance, ease of use, and available support. It's also worth noting here that it will be free to use. The chart in front of us demonstrates the high-level process for using the DPS. First up, you would log into the DPS system and select the service and location filters that apply to your requirements. For example, I would like a project manager for a new build primary school in Glasgow. This creates a short list of suppliers who can deliver the service you require. You would then issue a call for competition using your preferred online procurement tool or CCS's free e-sourcing tool. Next, interested suppliers will submit their responses within the timeline you've outlined. And then you're able to evaluate and score your suppliers' responses. We can often provide support and training to you and your team on this if needed. This enables you to award to the highest scoring supplier. Customer guidance will be available to provide all the detail on the end-to-end process, as well as how to access the DPS system and our online procurement tool. If you are involved in the buying, managing, or supply of construction, property, or estates professional services, then we would love for you to have your say on the design of our new Construction Professional Services Dynamic Purchasing System. Please contact us at cps@crowncommercial.gov.uk to register your interest.